Hey guys, it's your girl JaszyMango, and welcome to the JaszyMango Red Carpet Lounge. Today on Unleashed Truth, we have Mr. Barry Brewer in the building. I am so excited, guys. I am so blessed and so highly favored that he decided to come onto the JaszyMango Red Carpet Lounge. So, with no further ado, Mr. Barry, what's goody?
What's up? What's up?
How are you? How you feeling?
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for having me on.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for being on the show. Like, it's such a pleasure, like, meeting you. Your spirit has been so dope since day one. Like, I feel like we grew up together.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. It's a little lag. I don't know what's going on. But
so I brought you on this show, Unleashed Truth, because you do something that's really dope on Mondays. You do Motivational Mondays. And
yes.
This past Monday, you were talking about purpose. And it's so funny because I wanted to make that my topic today.
Wow.
How did you discover your purpose? And do you feel like you're living in it now?
Do I feel like I'm living my purpose? Yes, definitely. I feel like my purpose is to inspire people. And whether that be through comedy or acting or music or just talking or whatever interaction you have. So I do feel like I'm definitely living my purpose is to inspire people. So Motivational Mondays is actually one of the things that I feel I was led to do. It wasn't because of, sometimes people do stuff for the gram or for notoriety. I always felt like that was actually the opposite, being known as a comedian and being funny, that, being positive is not always taken very as cool, if you will, or, the thing to be. So, but because I felt like that was a big part of my purpose, that I use my platform to hopefully encourage and inspire people. So I definitely feel like I'm living my purpose.
Absolutely. So I know, like, being from Chi-Town, like, do you ever do like any motivational speakers in your town, like for boys? Because, right now with all that's going on, it's like, it's so important from that influence from a male, especially a black male. Is that something that you are looking into or that you do as well?
You said black boys in my city?
Yeah, like, do you do like events like motivational speakers with them in your home?
Oh, okay.
As well?
Yeah, I haven't had the opportunity to do those type of speaking engagements. I think I've been doing Motivational Mondays for, I can't even tell you, maybe about 2 years. So I haven't even really accepted the title of motivational speaker, so I know that I am now, that's what it is, but I haven't really gotten that. But I have had opportunities to perform and to showcase my stand-up special for a lot of high schools, where I did speak to a lot of young people, high schoolers on the south side of Chicago, about how I've chased my dreams, how I've been chasing and arriving to my dreams. So I have had the opportunity to speak to young men, but just not in the setting as a motivational speaker. Like, oh, this motivational speaker about to come. It's more so, hey, this comedian is coming through to showcase whatever. So I always found myself in a position to be motivational, encouraging to the young people and people that, come up where I come from, and sometimes you don't see anything but your surroundings. And I just want to encourage them to know that it's bigger and there's a lot more that exists outside of these, this city that we grew up in, because I didn't know that. So I have found opportunities to do that in those spaces, but I pray and hope.
Absolutely. So walk us through your journey. Like, who was Barry as a kid? Like, were you an outgoing kid? Were you a kid that was to himself? Like, how did you come into your manhood? Walk us through how you were as a kid.
Man, that's a great question. Great question. So, my childhood was a lot. So my mom was, did drugs, drunk, just had a real rough childhood as it relates to my at home. But on the weekends, my grandma and my granddad asked my mom to take me to church. So my grandfather would come pick me up Friday after school and keep me until Sunday evening since I was about 3. So that was kind of like my outlet, or my getaway from the hood, from the drinking, the drugs, and the everything. So I had a moment to get away every weekend with them and kind of see this normal life, if you will, from Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday, and then Sunday night I'm back at the house. So I always tell people I had the best of both worlds. I learned how to pray and I learned how to fight. So, so I got options. But I never try to say no wars me kind of like upbringing. I just had, just trying to find my way as a man. Like I was outgoing as a kid. I definitely was outgoing. I was always the kid that kind of just would say something random, outlandish. I wasn't always the biggest talker in the room, if you will, in grammar school and high school, but I always say something funny here and there. I love laughing. That's one thing I do remember about growing up. I just love laughing and love being, around anybody that was goofy and just looked to have a good time. I always found myself in those environments or in those groups of people. From my childhood on to like becoming like a teenager, I was into music a lot. So music was a big part of it. I started in church, starting with the drums, and I learned how to play the saxophone in school and moved on to the piano as I got older. So music and basketball was like those were my two outlets in life. So, being from Chicago, you got to be outspoken because, most of us like, or they're going to trample over you. So if you go into the court, or you in whatever atmosphere, you kind of got to speak up for yourself because we're aggressive nature here in the city. So I would say I was outspoken, probably, like I said, not as much. But I always felt like I was a nice kid. I was still a good kid. Like I was just, I was happy. I remember some dudes talking about these homeless people. I remember, how people just make fun. I remember myself, and I wrote a joke about it, about how I feel like I'm too nice because they was cracking jokes on this homeless dude. I'm like, I was like, but it's so sad because, in the moment, in the joke as a kid, I was looking like, but he really don't got nothing. And I cared a lot. So I actually wrote a joke about how I couldn't be a thug. I could never be a thug truly because I cared too much. And in the midst of a robbery, I would probably like give the person all their money back and give them some more money so they can take care of their bills, because it's just how nice of a person I am.
I ain't coming with you. So do you feel like comedy actually came from pain with you? Like it was an outlet for you to express yourself by being funny?
Definitely. Comedy definitely was something that I always, I think, gravitated to keep me happy about life. You know what I mean? Like, I could see why I always wanted to laugh, because that's where I wanted to be in my life always. So it gave me a getaway. It was a getaway. When you got to laugh about anything with my cousins or whatever, it really gave me like the time to live in this moment, forget about what's real, whatever I'm laughing about. So I think as I became an adult, or I should say a teenager, because I started as a teenager in stand-up, it was kind of like, I just love laughing, and I know how it made me feel, and I wanted to make other people feel like that. So first it's like trying it, because you don't know that you're really good at it, you know what I mean? So when you try it and you see people laughing, it just was a good feeling to know that, oh man, how I feel, I can make other people feel like that, and maybe I can take them away from whatever reality they have for a moment to enjoy life. So that's kind of how I looked at it.
So there's a lot of like entrepreneurs and artists that watch my show. Can you kind of give people like what you went through? Because like, we don't want to hear the bubblegum stuff. You know what I mean? So when you were trying to become a comedian, like what did you go through? How did you network with the right people to get you in the position you are now?
Man, to all entrepreneurs, let me say this. I'm going to go to the details, because every entrepreneur has a different journey, given whatever they're trying to be an entrepreneur in, given the different, just different things you could do to have your own business. But the one thing I think that was important is mine, to not give up. I think people look at now like, and I'm nowhere near where I want to go, but I just started to make some gain that past last year. And I have been doing this this year makes 19 years that I've been going after this thing. So people don't know, like, I was just telling somebody, I was like, last year I'm a musician, so I was still playing at church on Sundays to make $300 a Sunday to help pay my rent, as I was still going on the road. And I was on my first show, Games People Play. And right after we got through filming that, I'm right back at church playing, because that bread wasn't enough to keep my bills and pay for my kids and all of that. So I'm very transparent with that, because I want entrepreneurs to know that sometimes you see people at a place and you're like, oh, they own, but you don't understand that it's still work, at every level. No matter where you are, there's more work that comes with every level. So as I have journeyed the entrepreneurial thing, I think it's important to understand managing my money, managing my time, being very conscious and effective of what am I doing right now to help me get to what I believe is where I want to go. You get what I'm saying? Because in being an entrepreneur, people don't understand, not having a 9 to 5. Now, every day you're responsible for how you get that check. It ain't just going to punch a clock and doing what they tell you to do. And you're going to get X amount of dollars at the end of every 2 weeks or every week or however you get paid. Being an entrepreneur, it's like everything I do, I got to think about how I'm bringing in finances. So it consumes you way more mentally when you entrepreneur. So yeah, you working for yourself, but it comes with a certain level of work ethic and understanding that's going to be pulling on you more until you get to that level. So they seeing people successful in that world being an entrepreneur, but they not understanding that journey is a drain. It's going to be more work than it would be. It's easier to be working 9 to 5 than it is to start off being an entrepreneur because you're responsible for everything. So I want them to understand that coming in, because I think that the more you understand what you're signing up for, the better you can handle obstacles and challenges as they come your way, right? It's like, okay, I expected this. You get what I'm saying? So that's kind of what's the same for me as an actor and a comedian. If you ain't Kevin Hart or, Dave, like how you making money? Right. So you got to work. So playing at the church was one thing for me. Doing comedy shows, producing my own comedy show every week. I was in the mall passing out 8x10 flyers early on. Like, hey, come to my comedy show.
Absolutely. I like that you're so transparent with that, because a lot of people don't want to do the footwork. And that's important. Like, I know social media is very big right now, but for you to be in the stores and passing out flyers, like me and my team, we do the same exact thing, because you got to reach everybody. So you got to even reach those people that aren't on social media. I was just at a pop-up shop last week, and the lady was like, oh, I don't even know how to use a website. And so it's like there's the whole bunch of audiences out here that you want to reach if you're trying to be successful.
Yes. Totally agree. And that's exactly right. And that's the mindset you have to have if you want to be successful and be an entrepreneur. And I kudos to you and praises to you for doing that. And hopefully being an example for people to see it, because I think people often say what they want, but their actions don't show it. And that's just the truth. And so being an entrepreneur is a lot of work, but I think it's worth it at the end of the day. And I just, but it's work. It's work, and I'm just learning more of a work ethic, learning how to organize my own life. I don't have nobody to punch a clock to, so I got to punch a clock. So I hired an assistant and asked her to give me a schedule. So I got somebody to be on my behind and say, hey, bro, you got to do this, that, and third. And even as you gain success, how you continue to grow, you got to keep that fire and that desire to want to go to the next level. And you can't keep doing what you did to get here thinking you can get further. You got to take it up a notch. You got to become more disciplined. You got to become more focused. You got to become more of something to get to that next level. You know what I mean? So I believe that's important to understand.
So how do you keep your mind and your spirit sound with being in this industry? It's a lot that comes with this industry, and everyone can't really handle it. So how do you keep your mind and your spirit sound? How do you remain humble and just that good person?
How I keep my mind sound is I say this often, but I'm going to show you how to do it. So I always tell people there's always a lot of things going on at all times of everybody's life. So I try to focus on the things I can control. So if I can focus on the things I can control, then it keeps me focused on being effective, right? So if this is going on or that going on, that may be weighing on me, how I not be distracted by that is really questioning myself, like, can I do something to change this situation? It can be a family situation, a personal situation, a relationship. It can be those really things that kind of takes us away from going after our dreams. And if I can't control it, I've been working to redirect my focus on, well, what can I work on right now that I can control? And if that's what I can control, I put my energy there. I put my whole focus there. So that keeps me less stressed and more settled in my spirit when I'm doing something that I can actually make a difference in. Now, how do you do that? I don't think people understand it, but this, because they focus back on this. How I focus is I tell people, anybody around me, or even my mind, I have to be very conscious to think I'm going through a thing with my son right now, just to be very vulnerable. And I can't consume myself with that. It's custody, Focus on what you can control. So the moment that comes to my mind or a situation arises, can you control that? To myself, this be talking to me. Can you control that? No. That person gonna do, okay. So what you should be thinking about? That? No. Okay. What you gonna think about it? This. Oh, I can, okay. Let me dive into this. However deep. Okay, so if I'm settled, I'm gonna watch a movie, I'm just gonna try to sit that on the shelf and focus on what I can focus on. And that's because that's the truth. Like, people don't understand that your feelings and your emotions are derived from your focus. Most people don't feel good about themselves because when they go in, people always look at the negative. The negative always seems bigger because you put your energy on it. Even when you go look in the mirror, most people look in the mirror and see what they don't like about their face. How many times do you go in the mirror and be like, ooh, I love this about myself? Do you do that often? Probably not. You do? Good. Because the more you do that, the more you feel better. The confidence and your spirit is better. So if I put my energy about what's going well in my life and put my focus on what I can control, I think that'll keep your spirit settled. So those are the two things. Focus on what you can control and look at what's going well. Man, I'm still in good health. I'm still in a position where I can make it in what I want to do. You know what? Look, I got a place to live. Oh my God, like I ain't hungry. Ooh, I can get to eat my favorite food. My favorite food, buffalo wings. Ooh, I love Wingstop. Ooh, man, look at me. I can order some Wingstop right now if I want to. Ain't that a blessing? Ooh, give me an extra ranch. I can afford an extra ranch. You better give me an extra ranch. But so when I put my energy on that, it brings a happiness about me, a joy within me, because I see that things are not as bad as it feel like it is, because I focused on something else.
So that was so much knowledge. I hope you guys are listening to that, because I know just listening to him right now, he's helping me, because I am one of those people that tend to focus on what's going wrong and it be everything going right. God will be aligning everything in my life 100% what I begged and got on my knees and prayed for. And I'll be worried about those one thing that's negative. So make sure you guys stay true to the positive, focus on the positive, because it's only going to make more blessings come. And I'm a testimony to that. So I want to talk to you about being on Bruh. Like, of course, like, how is the experience? How is it working on set with, all the guys and Tyler Perry and everything like that? Like, how are you feeling? It just seems like y'all have so much fun.
We did. It was a lot of fun, man. First of all, it's just a blessing, trying to slow down enough to just appreciate the moment. I did have that moment to appreciate the opportunity to work with Tyler Perry, to appreciate the moment that I had been chasing for so many years, to be in a starring role on a show, right? Because sometimes I do it. I'm guilty of this. I'm so busy looking up that when I finally get to a level, I don't even take a moment to appreciate it, because I'm still looking like, okay, I got more levels to get to. I don't take a moment to take it in and just be grateful that I made it thus far. So I was able to do that with Bruh. The cast is amazing, man. The people from all the Bruhs to the ladies on the show, from my mom's character, and Mr. Perry, of course. Like, it was just like a family. Huh?
I said moms is wild.
super wild. Moms is super wild, but she's such a great person.
Yeah.
She's such a dope person.
I feel like it shows that you guys are a family on when I'm watching it on TV, because it just feels good. The spirit feels good through the TV, if that makes sense to you.
Yeah, it does.
You guys like crack up and laugh, like, even when you're not filming, and you guys you might even have a group text. Like, I feel like y'all that close.
Yes, we do have a group text. That's great.
Okay, just add me in.
real talk. Hey, we do have a group text, and it became a brotherhood, man. I always tell them, like, I don't have a lot of male friends like that. And it was just instantly, they were real friends. That Marty, my boy Tom, he plays Tom on the show. He came and stayed with me for a few days at my house. We had dinner over at his house. I just saw Monty, who plays Bill. His girl is doing a project for me. Phil is like the little bro, like just real family. Like, hey man, what's going on? What y'all doing? Where you at? You all right? Like, it's just a real brotherhood that we have built, and I really give kudos to the casting, Mr. Perry and his producers, Mark Swinton, just putting us together, because it's something they saw in us, and it's just a vibe that was just there instantly. So man, it was really dope. It's fun. It's fun. Been working with Mr. Perry has been such a learning.
The work ethic on set, like, if you can explain that, because I know Tyler Perry worked fast. You know what I mean?
He does.
How is it? Like, I know you guys are filming all day, and I know that you guys are getting those episodes out, and that's why he's so unstoppable, because the content is just always available. It's always coming, and that's a force to be reckoned with, you know?
Yeah, that's Mr. Perry. He's that, man, and he's funny. He's hilarious. Like, the improv, like, me being a stand-up and a comedian, working with him was probably like an ideal situation, because you don't really know how funny. I'm a stand-up comic, so it's a different timing that I've developed. And working with him, like, I'm like, this dude funny. Like, it was a scene. He did it on the first season, but it's gonna be on the second season that I'm in the scene. He's giving my mom some ad-libs, and I could not stop laughing. I was just like I was laughing so hard. You know how you say, okay, let's get it together, like that moment. Like, I could never get to that. Like, to the point where we filmed it, like when you watch it, I'm just laughing in the scene. Like, it's just what it is. Because the stuff she's saying is just he's giving these lines, and I just was dying. So it was just a fun moment. And even though it's moving fast, I have fun. He told me the first day I worked on the first season, he told me, have fun. That's the first day. First day, I remember him saying it. They fixed something. He said, you ready? I said, yeah. He said, have fun. And when you tell a comedian to have fun, you give him the keys to drive. And he has not taken them back since. And, it's my first time. So I'm like, how far can I go as a comedian? How can I create a moment? And he just gave me the freedom to move. And he sits there and laughs. And if I do something left, he'll give somebody an ad-lib. He'll say this back to him. And then he'll just go with it. He'll just allow it to develop. And so me being a fan of Martin and watching Eddie Murphy and all these people over the years is just such an honor to have that opportunity. This is what you prayed and hoped for one day, to be able to be in that space to do, and to be able to do it with him, a Black man who's in the position that he's in, somewhere I aspire to be. It's just really a blessing to be there. So it was definitely fun.
And talking to you outside of here, like, I feel like that show really is your personality. Like, you just dumb funny.
Thank you. Thank you.
I know it's like you're probably ad-libbing a lot of that stuff on set. I feel like it's just coming from you. It's not on the script. It ain't on the script.
Yes, I did start ad-libbing a whole lot. I try to stay within what the story was, but definitely I be ad-libbing a lot.
So
because he let me.
You also do your own production, and you've been doing your own stuff on film too as well. So what's the latest project you got coming up or you're working on?
Oh man, thank you for asking that. Yeah, my ultimate goal is to have my own studio. Only Believe Studios, entertainment studios, where we do feature films and television, and music. But the two projects Only Believe has been working on is a stand-up show called The Next Generation of Stand-Up. It's kind of like a Def Jam, like a series of stand-up shows with different comedians, featuring different comedians. I'm hosting them. And then it's another show that's going to be on the streaming platform called Black Oak TV, which is called Jack and Jill, starring myself and Candice Renee, who plays Regina on Bruh. So she's hilarious.
Definitely shout out to her. Wow.
Yes.
So Are we going to see you in any stand-up? I know, COVID-19 is still going on, so is that at a standstill right now? You going to start doing some virtual stand-ups?
Super stand-up. Yeah, super standstill. Yeah, I just did my first virtual show. And it was my second one. It was the first one. I got paid for it. I just feel like I'm stealing people money, but it was fun. But it just ain't stand-up. I was in my kitchen just like this performing. So hopefully when the world open back up, I'm excited to start working on my second stand-up special.
Well, we appreciate you for coming on the show. Like, you were amazing. I know that the viewers have definitely enjoyed this show. You want to give anybody a shout out and also let people know where they can follow you and if they want to hire you or if they want to be a part of your production team, where they need to send their information to.
Definitely. Well, first of all, yeah, I do sketches, so I'm constantly putting out content on YouTube and Facebook. Yeah, you can follow me on all social media, Barry Brewer Jr., Barry with an A, Barry Brewer Jr. My email, barrybrewerjr@gmail, if you want to contact me on any business affairs. Yeah, I got clothing line out, Only Believe Apparel, where we so it's onlybelieveapparel.com. If you want to check that out, you gotta get you some gear.
Yeah, listen, and you gotta get your ladies in my gear. You gotta get them in some curvy fit. Definitely.
Well, come on, let's network. I'm always doing sketches, so I'll let them put on your gear for sure.
Absolutely. I know we doing stuff after this, so I already know.
We connected, so we finna chop it up for real on some real stuff. So but yeah, man, please support Games People Play is another show I'm a part of.
Yep. I said it just came back on too.
It did, and we're gonna stay out for the second season. It's coming out next fall, and second season bro comes out next year as well. And hopefully, I'll be doing some more feature films, and I'll keep you posted.
Definitely. And make sure you guys tune into Bruh, because it comes on BET Plus on Thursdays. But I'll be catching it at midnight because I can't wait. So make sure you guys definitely tune into that. This is your girl, JaszyMango, and welcome to the JaszyMango Red Carpet Lounge. Guys, I got a new single coming out. It's called You Say. I'm going to give y'all a little bit of a sneak peek, and you guys can let me know how you feeling about it. And we just want to honor our amazing guest, Mr. Barry, today. You have been so dope with us. You chopped it up with us. We wrote it out, and we had an amazing conversation. Look for us, guys. We got some stuff up our sleeves.
Thank you, and shout out to you.
Thank you. I appreciate that so much.
We get to hear your single.
Yeah, we're gonna play it right now. We're gonna play it and let it go play on out. Rock the
back.
It's Cartel.
Life is real crazy. Think you know somebody until you don't know somebody, you feel me? But every lesson that I learned, I'm grateful for. It made me stronger. And I grew from it. Ladies, this is for you. I want you to feel like I do. Let's go.
You say you love me, but your game's off. You say you need me, but your game's off. You say you want me, but your game's off. You say you want my man. You say this is a plan. But you're playing me. You say you love me, but your game's off. You say you need me, but your game's off. You say you want me, but your game's off. You say you want my man. You say this is a plan. But you're playing me.
Niggas only wanna play games with me.
Stop playing me.
Saying that they really ain't the same. I see.
Did you love me?
Niggas only wanna play games with me.
Boy, you'll see.
Saying that they really ain't the same. I see.
Everything I do, I take it seriously. So the fact that you can come and go is puzzling. Those extra people in your life is what made a shift. And then you switching up the story, nigga, you's a bitch. You said you wanna be my man, do ya? You said you wanna love me right. You said you wanna marry me. So why am I alone in bed at night? Oh, you say you love me, but your game's off. You say you need me, but your game's off. You say you want me, but your game's off. You said you want my man. You said this is the plan. but your game's off. You say you need me, but your game's off. You say you want me, but your game's off. You say you want my man.
I hope you guys enjoyed that interview, guys. Make sure you tune in to JaszyMango Red Carpet Lounge and Flyzone. Yes, shout out to Flyzone Studios. You already know. We're going to be doing so much work, guys. And if you guys are looking to book some time, book an interview, book a performance, you can hit me up at jazzymangobce@gmail.com. Go to Flyzone also, guys. Mwah.
Remember those days? We didn't know how to make a way. Coming up with new strategies. When you had my back, I had yours.